Moore told me point blank that the U.S. is a Christian nation and affirmed the statement that laws themselves are superseded by God. He claimed that Islam is a faith that conflicts with the First Amendment of the Constitution, and insisted that, even after sodomy laws have been struck down by the U.S. Supreme Court, homosexuality doesn't have any kind of public right. While Donald Trump himself is backing Strange at the urging of the GOP establishment in the Senate, his former White House chief strategist Steve Bannon and, which Bannon heads once again, are battling Trump on this race, strongly backing Moore. Sarah Palin campaigned for Moore this week in Alabama, proudly opining that, Roy Moore was deplorable before it was cool to be deplorable. The alt-right is all in, labeling Moore a disruptor. That's code for the very bigotry Moore espouses and which they support, including against Muslims, people of color, more recently referred to Native Americans and Asian American as Reds and Yellows, respectively, and many other groups. Moore in fact represents the nexus between some of the hard-right evangelicals who support Trump and the white supremacists that also helped elect Trump and whom Trump gave a boost to after Charlottesville. Christian nationalism, as Jack Jenkins, senior religion reporter at Think Progress, explained, is very much among the driving forces in Trump's base. Moore, as an anti-establishment bigot, is a guy in the mold of Trump. That's why, according to the Washington Post, Trump had to be convinced by several GOP senators to campaign for Strange this weekend. Moore was famously removed in 2003 as the Chief Justice of the Alabama Supreme Court, a position to which he was elected in 2000, by the Alabama Court of the Judiciary in a case that went up to the U.S. Supreme Court for refusing to take down a Ten Commandments monument from the courthouse rotunda which he'd installed there. He ran for Chief Justice again in 2012, and won, but was permanently suspended in 2016 by a judicial ethics panel because he ordered probate judges in Alabama to violate federal court decisions that ruled gays and lesbians have the right to marry. Between his two stints on the Alabama Supreme Court, I interviewed Moore on my radio program on Sirius XM, once in 2007, after he made an unsuccessful run for the Alabama governorship, and then in 2011, when he was mulling a presidential run, but instead made his successful run for Alabama Supreme Court Chief Justice the following year. In our 2007 interview, Moore was enraged that current Democratic National Committee Deputy Chair Keith Ellison, a Minnesota House member who in 2006 became the first Muslim American elected to Congress, had been sworn in that year on a Quran, Thomas Jefferson's Quran, to be precise, and had publicly attacked Ellison. Islam is a faith that conflicts with the First Amendment of the Constitution, he said in our interview. The Constitution and Declaration of Independence has a direct reference to the Holy Scriptures. There is in fact no reference to the Bible